Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to part 3 of our series titled Relax, It's Christmas. And as you can tell, I'm coming to you from the house today. As I mentioned in my first video this week, got back from our vacation and the whole kids were sick. The wife got sick. Now I think I'm coming down with it. Just head feels like it's in a vice. So, better safe than sorry. Better not get the people at work sick. Looking out for others. So I'm working from home today. So sending this video out to you from the house. So here we go. Part 3 in our series titled Relax, It's Christmas. And we're working on the acronym R.E.S.T. And yesterday we covered the R, which stood for Remember God's Goodness. And reflecting on God's goodness and everything He is in our lives. Today, let's focus on the E, and that is express your neediness. Express your neediness. Now, excuse me, I find it very funny or interesting that that would be today's topic, given the condition of my family and myself today, is expressing your neediness. And already this morning I've got up, and I mean, you know how it is when you come back from vacation, stuff gets dropped off, you got to get back in the flow of things, and things just kind of pile up. Today I got up, I'm like, man, I feel down. I don't feel like I'm going to get people in, I don't want to get people infected or if I'm contagious, so I'm going to stay home and work from home today. But I can't sit and do nothing. I got to do something. So in the process of working, I'm also doing some laundry, picking up around the house, trying to help out. And my wife is like, hey, thank you for that. I've just been so down and so sick that I just couldn't get up and do it. Or I just, I know it needs to be done. I just can't do it. And I was like, hey, don't worry. We all need a little help, a little hand now and then. And God was just, it kind of hit me when I was doing my Bible study this morning that we need that spiritually as well. There's times when people will come to us and say, hey, do you need help? And we go, nah, man, I got this, I'm all good. When in reality, we're struggling. We're just trying to hold it together. And we need to express our neediness to God. In 1 John 15:5, Jesus tells us, He says, I am the vine, and you are the branches. Those who remain in me, and I in them, will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. And man, how true is that when you're looking at this aspect? If we're struggling, if it's all the hustle and bustle and the go of the holiday season, and we lose focus on God, are we producing fruit? I mean, what's Christmas all about? Good joy, good news, joy, the birth of Christ. Are we producing fruit if we're not focused on God? We need to express our neediness to Him. Psalms 95:6 says this, says, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. The Hebrew word that they use for worship actually means to fall prostrate or to bow down. And we need to do that both physically and spiritually. We need to give everything to God. We need to bow everything down to Him. Express our neediness for Him in our lives and everything we do. And man, that's powerful. And here's what I wrote. The Lord spoke to me on this, and this is what I said. Add yesterday's, right? If we're remembering God's goodness and expressing our neediness of and to Him, remembering God's goodness and expressing our neediness of Him and to Him, that will realign our perspective and our priorities. So if you're in the hustle and bustle, if you're just running and gunning and you just got to slow down, you need to rest. Remember to express your neediness to God, to acknowledge His activity in your life. Remember His goodness and express His neediness, and that will realign your perspective and your priorities this holiday season. One more verse. It's in Philippians 4:19, and Paul writes this, and I totally agree with it. The same God who takes care of me will supply all your needs from His glorious riches, which have been given to us in Jesus Christ. Realign your perspective. Get those riches from God. And He'll change the way you see things. Promise you that. So that's part 3. Remember, part 1 is the R, remember God's goodness. Part 2 is the E and rest. Express your neediness. And see if that'll change your priorities for the rest of the week. That's my daily drink for today. Y'all be blessed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.